This is Giovanni Di Stefano for Jurist, the University of Pittsburgh's Law School's internet site, and for Studio Legale Internazionale, with an update on the situation in Iraq with the case of Mr. Al-Majid et al. And two other defendants that were sentenced to death. Now, as you will all know, the situation was that the convictions were in fact accepted by the Court of Appeal, shall we say the Court of Appeal in Iraq there, and the sentences of death were upheld. Now, on the 9th of September, I made an urgent application to President Talabani in order that a presidential pardon would be invoked. That was done through the Italian government, and we thank them very much. We then made a further application to the Iraqi High Court on the question of a constitutional incompatibility with reciprocal and with retrospective and retroactive laws. That also has been accepted and now has to come for hearing. Further to that, a further application was made by me on the question of legitimate expectation and what these people legitimately expected. Now, one of the things that we did do, and we did do correctly, and let me say we did it correctly with Saddam Hussein, with Barzan, and with all the others as well, was that we copied the US Embassy in Iraq on all of these matters there, with the faint hope that it was possible, just possible, that they may intervene. Well, of course, I'm very pleased to confirm that the American government, whereas maybe they were partially asleep in December of last year, and also in January and in March when the executions of Saddam, Barzan, Awad took place, this time they've understood that these applications must be heard in the Iraqi courts before anything can be definitive, because the moment that they hand over Mr. Al-Majid, better known as Chemical Ali, you have a situation where he will be hung and the matter will be absolutely academic. And criticism, which has been levied on the case of Saddam Hussein et al., also will be levied on Chemical Ali. Now, people have called this man Chemical Ali because, of course, he is the man that's supposed to have thrown. That is absolutely not true. There's not a shred of evidence there which substantiated those. It was just a hungry media that was keen to place a name, to put names and to put labels on people there. He has been a very, very badly represented media-wise there, and it was a vicious Iraqi and Western media that were dying for a name to be placed to him there. But that is not true, because we actually have the evidence, and we've seen the evidence there, and the evidence is not consistent at all with the verdict. Now, I intend to make a further application today under the Geneva Convention, because the Geneva Convention calls upon all the participating states there that a person should have a fair trial within a competent tribunal. And in our submission and submissions that we will be making today, copied to the Americans also, which will further cloudy the issue there, is that the Iraqi High Tribunal is not a competent, nor is it a proper, it may be a proper tribunal, but it's not a competent tribunal within the meaning and the interpretation of the Geneva Convention. And that is something that I'm pretty sure we will have backing from the United Nations on that there. This is Giovanni Di Stefano for Jurist, the University of Pittsburgh's Law School, and Studio Legale Internazionale on November the 12th.